Right, okay. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I haven't even posted this card out yet, so you might have seen it, you might not, but it's quite a dark card for me. So I'm going to show you how I've created this. Now, the first thing I want to do is give a little bit of a shout out to my granddaughter, Scarlett Darby. I know you're watching, and Nanny's going to do some magic now. Bless her cotton socks. So that's that bit done. So yeah, so the card, I'm going to do it on a different size side. I'll show you all the bits and bobs that I've got here for you. I am going to be replicating it onto a smaller card, complete with a smudge print on. So it will be on a smaller card and look different. It might look quite cool actually. You have to excuse me, I'm covered, but that's part of crafting. Okay, so here's what I'm going to be using. I might not be using all the colours, but it just gives you an idea. Stencils, I've printed them out because I've stuck them all into my folder now and I can't. So what I'm going to do is moving forward is I'm just going to pop them down. So the stencil that I'm going to be using is this one here, and that's the large cryptic stencil, which is lovely. Different angles to create this effect. Dragon pods, obviously I'm going to be using both of them already mounted, ready to go. Large and the small one I'm going to be using there. And then I'm going to be using the small, this is at the Forest Moss set. So I think this is absolutely gorgeous and it goes really well with the design. So that's it. That's all I'm going to be using. The rest is down to the colours. So I will recap again at the end for you. Brushes, I'm actually using stencil brushes. So I'm going to be using the larger one. I think that's, is that number 9 or something like that? So number 7, I think that's number 9. Number 7, and then obviously my fan brush for the water splats, because we do have water splats on. I don't know whether you can see it. The only VersaFine I'm going to be using is Nocturne, which is the black. Couple of second generations on that to give that backing. And then the colours that I've used on these, the pencils, I've literally gone in my lovely pencil set and got all the yellows and oranges out. I think there might be a couple more in there, but there's the selection that I've done, and I'll show you how I build up the colour and utilise that. I've not put any water on that, so that's the colour as it is, pure colour. And then the next part will be the elements. Now I have got dark denim, I've got blue atoll, and I've got mermaid. That sort of gives you that back area around there. And then this area here, I've got lime punch, Sundance. I didn't use Sundance in, but I'm gonna, like I say, I never do the same card twice. Mulberry and violet chalk. So those are all the elements inks, and those are the ones that we can move around with water. So although it seems a lot, it isn't as such. So let's crack on, because I want to see if I can get this one out a bit quicker. I'll leave that there as reference so I can see it as we go. I'm not sure if you can see it in the picture, but at least it's there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the background. So first thing I done was literally put the stencil on. Obviously it was a different way. I typed it down, but I don't, shall I? I'll tell you what, yeah. I'll show you, because then at least you can see. Just a little bit of washi tape, sellotape you can use, just so your stencil doesn't move really. Not for this first part anyway, because the effect of this is not just one side. I've actually moved the stencil around, so this will be the first part. I'm going to use the dark one. So I've got the larger one, and I've got my small ones, like my greens and the yellow. So I'm going to start with the blue, and I'm going to do the lighter. Let's start with the blue atoll first. Let's clear things out the way. We've got all sorts of madness going on here. Let's bring them over here out the way. So blue atoll. Now you can dab off on here, it's up to you, but I'm just going to do a very I'm going to have one area where it's quite dark with the colour, and then I'm just literally going to just blend it out to nothing. So as you can see now, that's my darker corner there, and that's that. Next one, mermaid. I do love this colour. Look at that. I do love this colour. I'm using the same one, and I'm just going to bring that. So I'm thinking now in that back part, I want this quite light, so I already know I'm not going to be using all of the colours. So I'm actually just going to run that around. Might even use a bit of pan pastel on this one. Again, totally different look of a card, isn't it? So on here now, I'm going to get my other brush, and I want some of that lighter colour in this area here. So I'm going to start with Sundance, and I'm not tapping off on this one. I'm going to go right in because I do want that colour to be quite heavy there. And obviously as we go into the other colours, it mixes into that lovely green. And then talking to the green, Lime Punch, again quite vibrant, and I'm going to go straight on with this one. So oh, all right, we've moved around. What's it like? There we go. Oh well, makes no difference actually because of what we're doing with it. So there we go. Even better actually, because that gives me do you know something? That's going to work out. Let me just see. Look at that. Happens in front of you. Love it. So now I'm going to put some more yellow on because I want more yellow in this area here, just for the card. So it would have all been in one place, but obviously I've moved, which again, happy accidents I love, and especially while I'm obviously doing the video, even better for you to see. So now in the background, obviously we've got blues and yellows. Now you can keep it there, you can move it. I'll move the stencil. So I'm doing it sort of at an angle, and now I want to put on like these lovely purples and pinks sort of thing. So I'm going in with the Mulberry, and that's quite a dark colour. So I'm going to go dark. So obviously we've got this darker colour here, so I'm actually going to go in on there. So that's that darker part there. So I've built up again darker area, and then just to carry that around, same brush again, I'm going to just tap off, and I'm going to just take it around very, very lightly, because I'm going to take that blue, I'm just going to take that off, so you have got sort of right like whoa with a colour. Right, so I'm now going to get, obviously I'm on the same brush again, where are we, dark denim. So I want to sort of structure the card. Look at that, nice. This is a really dark card for me. I don't normally go this dark. So the best thing with card making is you can sort of look at different ways and techniques, and that's what I love about expressing yourself through your cards. So for me, I'm probably definitely going to use some pan pastel on this, but I quite like that darkness there, which is all good. Right then, so put them like that, put my colours all together. So on my colours I've done some little stickers, so I've put it on, cut it and stuck it on, just so I know now, because I've seen some brilliant things on the Book of Faces, how people put their colours together, you know, cut a bit off and stick it on. But I've just got some some sticky paper, obviously put the stamps. That's the pure colour that you see. So that's how I've done mine anyway. So excuse me while I put them away. So it's quite a heavy card for me. So let's have a bit of a tidy up. You can never find anything when you want it, can you? Oh yeah, I'll get a fresh one. Let's just do a fresh wipe. Here we go. Right. Okay, so very, very heavy. Let's just give it a little clean over. Now, do I keep it like that, or at the minute I'm going to keep working with it, just because I'm just curious of how it's going to look, if I'm honest with you. And then if I don't like it at the end, we'll put some pan pastel on. But let's see. Let's go with it. So obviously the card's going off the opposite direction. You know me, I sort of move things around. I'm going to put the stamps on now. So let's get ready. Let's put them out the way for you guys. So we're going to use the Nocturne, and as you know, when it's dry it stays put. Okay, so let's get marking it up then. Let me just get a little bit of, no, I won't use that one. Okay, what we got here? Let's find a bit of paper. So always find paper when you don't need to look for it. There we go. Okay, folks. So I'm going to build up from, excuse me, as my dad will say, I've got a goat in my throat. Oh dear. It's alive and well, that goat is. So all I'm going to do is I'm just doing down with one nice, I mean you can really just go to town on it realistically. But we'll see. Let me just, I'm going to put a couple here. Just so it's not so in your face. Bring it down a bit. Let me just, oh, that looks alright actually. Might look better than what I think. Okay, so quite a harsh curve to that. Let me just stamp off with them a minute. I shall clean those up later. Then I want to build up obviously with these pods now. So I'm going to do the larger one first because it's a smaller card and a different look. Make sure we've got plenty on. So let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to sort of go on the corner I think and bring it in. So nice and firm. Lovely. Then I'm going to do like a scale coming down. I'm going to use the smaller one in a sec. Plenty of ink on. I can just see a bit of a corner there and I don't want that stamping out. Let me just clean that. Sometimes you think, just out of quickness I'll leave it on, and that's where the disaster strikes. So if you do see something and you think, let me wipe it off. Okay, so let's pop this one a little bit closer. Let's bring it here, I think. Yeah, that'll be nice. So again, nice and firm. And there we go. Shall we do one more for good luck? Like I say, different. We've got more space on this one. I'm going to do a larger one over here on this side, which I didn't do obviously on the other card. And again, we've got that little bit of a, there we go. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I'm going to do that on quite a good height on that one actually. Be quite an unusual look. Should balance the card out. So we've got that movement, and then we're going to come down there. So let's get the smaller one for you guys. Right. Okay. So I'm going to have this one as a little bit of an angle. I mean, the best thing with these stamps is you can obviously move them. They haven't got to be straight stemmed. Yeah, I think I'll just have a little smaller one down there. Now, the darker I'm going into this, the more I'm going to have when I come. I mean, you can stamp it first, but I thought, you know, sometimes it's just easier. You know, some people haven't got the masking fluid and stuff, so I'm doing it as, I mean, I would have masked it off, but, you know, I just started putting things together and this happened, so I thought, oh, I'll do a video at the moment. So, yeah. So I hope Scarlett's taking note as we're doing this now, because I'll probably get her to recreate this, you know. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Get the grandchildren to start doing cards, prepare them for Christmas and all that. Okay. So that's those done there. Right, so let's pop the lid on that. Now then, what I've done now before I started to colour these in, I actually got my brush. And this is the 100 bit of water, and I just wanted to just soften this area here, so to try and just bleach out the colour, because I'm going to water splat it, as you know me water splats. Got to have a water splat on the go. Rightio. I mean, you could keep going. You could put white on there, but just for the purpose of the video, I'm just gonna pop that on there for you. So as you can see, we've already got sort of that base of the card. Now I'm going to Shall we? I'm going to put some colour it in. I think I'm going to stick with the oranges and stuff because it's quite nice. Now, without having that darker colour, I'm probably going to do... I'm going to get a bit of a darker red. So, this is quite a light reddy orange. So, I'm going to go a darker red. And I'm going to do it just on this area here. And that's just to soften, because obviously I can still see the stencil marking underneath. So there's always a rise around things, and I will go over that again as I start to blend out. Let me just quickly dry that off a little bit, because I want to do it where we're not using any water on the pencils and I can just feel that little bit of dampness underneath. So I don't want to give you the wrong information. Right, okay, that'll do. Right then, so we've just got that bit underneath. So I'm just going to start building up the colour now. So I hope you're all well. Obviously, I'm recording this on the Saturday. I'm not sure whether I'm going to post it out today or tomorrow. But thank you for liking all my posts and my cards, and that. It means a lot, actually. It took me a lot to start again and come back into the realms of the Book of Faces and posting things out. So I appreciate your support. Thank you. Right then, so again, I mean, you can paint this. You haven't got to. I mean, I'm just picking up randoms, by the way. There's no actual what am I doing here sort of thing. It's just I am literally just doing some random colours. There's not a certain colour that I'm going to particularly use. I'm just being a little bit more firmer now as I'm coming up. As you can see, that the orange is quite going down quite well. I'm going to go into like an orangey yellow. So I enjoy making sort of a card a day, and that's just for like my personal mental health. I find it just helps me, you know, chill, and it sort of re-regulates me just to be me, really. I'm sure you understand. Well, at least it's dry here, which is good. Normally it's absolutely chucking it down. Right, so I'm going to start to put a little bit more pressure on my blending now. Now, normally, because I can feel that it's just still a little bit wet under, so I don't want to damage the card. Let me just try and dry it off a little bit more. That's just made out of quickness, really, which is a bit naughty. Let's just see if that's any better. Tell you what, let me get a ready red. That's it. There you go. Yeah, okay. Cool. It gives you the idea anyway, which is what the video's all about. As long as you can sort of look at it and say, oh, I get it, Lace. Ripped card or whatever. It's all good, isn't it? Right then, so I'm just going to, yeah, I'm going to use the yellow. Just really going to just go over it all now, just to bring the colours together. And like I say, I'm going to have to be just a little bit gentle with the one bit of the card there. I'm going to redo that off camera, and then obviously you'll see the completed card once it's all done. Now I can just say where there's a couple of little bits that just haven't, so without spoiling the stamp or anything like that, I'm just going to just get my black and just bring that, there you go, just little bits there. And then, I mean, if you wanted to just pop it out a bit, then you can just bring it round just to lift that crisp on the edge. But again, like I said, I might even just pop a bit of the white over it. And then you could literally dab on to where you've got the little spottles. you could just dab on and just pop that up a little bit more if you wanted to. Let me do it on all of them so things aren't looking out of place, because you forget, you say. You go off on a tangent when you make card. Well, I do anyway. I'm always going off a tangent. Everyone laughs at me. I lose the plot. As you do. Nothing better though. It's all good. Wouldn't life be boring if we were all the same, eh? Okie dokie. Right, okay. So, let's have a look where we're at. So, water splashes. So, we're sort of getting the same vibe. Let's pop some water on. Let's get the 20 million crayons out the way. So, the set I'm using is obviously my new set that I've like wet myself about. Can't say so. Mondelez, is it? Mondelez. It's a 72 pencil set. It's amazing. Well worth the money. Christmas presents or whatever. But yeah, it's really worth it. Okay, let's crack on. Chatting nonsense. Got my tissue, got me heat, water. So I'm sort of sticking away from here. So I'm just edging where I'm doing quite big droplets as well, because I really want the movement. So I'm not going on anywhere where the pods are. So I want it to be quite dramatic to look at the undercolours, because obviously we've done that crisscross design. I'll do a couple down here. Like I said, I don't really want to go near the pods because I don't want to wet. So you could literally just tap on if you wanted to. I mean, if you wanted to tap away. But I'm gonna put the dryer on. Let me just put that there. Reuse my tissue. Okay, here we go. So I can already see the inks moving around, pushing it about, big blobs, big splodges. Some of them I want to have quite light. There we go, that's nice looking. And when I think I'm where I need to be, that's when I take it off. And then obviously you've got to get your card to dry. So you could go again. I don't want to overwork the card, but you could also go again on this one. Now then, like I said, it looks all right actually, considering. Different card, different size, you know. I've done an extra pod on this one. But yeah, I think, obviously with my cards I don't put the sentiments on, but you could put any occasion on these. So you could add the sentiment here, down here. You know, world's your oyster with these, and this is what I love. You know, me, I probably would do a little bit more of a dark. I mean, I'll touch up as we go, but I'm happy with ours. So let me pop them there for you. So 2 cards, roughly about the same sort of thing. The colours I've used, obviously, in the beginning. The stamps, see, here we go. I've even lost my bit of paper. Oh right, crumbs. Honestly, if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. Okay, so the little small ones were the forest moss. These ones are the dragon pods, and then the stencil I used was the cryptic large. It might help if I actually, there you go, just so you can see. Okay, so there's your stencil, there's your pods, and that's your little one. The little set on that one, they've got some lovely little mounds on it, really good. So hope you like. Anything, just doing me a message or whatever, but that was it really. No white, no little bits and pieces. You can add whatever colours you like, but I like to see your creations actually. But been great chatting away to you again, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. So ta-ra a bit.